Yet another Premier League striker is being linked with Forest for a summer transfer move. And this one gets me a little excited. Welcome to your Forest News. Good morning, good evening, or good night. Hope you guys are doing well, and welcome to your latest Forest news. Coming up in today's episode, we will tell you about the latest striker that's being linked with Forest. Forest potentially having to pay out a couple of million because of something one of our players is going to do. And are Arsenal going to beat Madrid? No, we don't care about that today. If you're enjoying the content, please don't forget to hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed if you are new here. Let's get to 647 likes. So check that like counter. If it's not at 647, make sure you give it a like. If you want some additional Forest content, there will be a video going out later today or tomorrow about a potential MGW exit over on Patreon. So make sure you're signed up, scan that QR code, or click on the link that's pinned in the comments. All right, let's jump into this video. And this is a very interesting link, and one that I'll give you my opinion off the bat that I think would be really good for Forest. Now, we've heard Gyökeres being linked. I told you about the swap deal yesterday and what have you. But Mateta from Crystal Palace is the one being linked right now. And this is coming, let me give you some details here. This one is coming from Rudy Poo. He is saying that one striker who would instantly solve Nuno's pending striker problem is Mateta. This is Rudy Giglietti from Team Talk. Forest made contact over a potential deal to get him for £40 million this summer. The Frenchman's also attracting interest from the likes of Manchester United. No competition there. Then it goes on to say he scored loads of goals. He scored a cracking goal against Brighton last week as well. And it just looks like his form is getting stronger and stronger. I think he's got 16 goals in all competitions. Now, remember, he came to Palace on loan in 2021. And I'll be honest with you, I thought he was pretty crap when he started. He just didn't seem to be able to score a goal. He kind of annoys me because he really tucks his shirt in so tight into his trousers and they never seem to come out. But outside of that, everything else he's done since has been absolutely phenomenal. He's a goal scoring machine, went to the Olympics with France, was there late. I can't even remember if he won it or what, but he's ideal for a Nuno system. He's strong, he's powerful. I think he's pretty quick as well. He's got two good feet for me. Of that prime age, he's coming on to 28 soon. I like this one. And if Man U are our only competition on this, I don't see it being much competition. Now, what's his situation with Palace? He's got about a year left on his contract come the end of this season. And if he's not going to renew it, Palace are going to have to cash in on him or risk losing him for a free. Now, we saw last summer Palace can be quite headstrong when it comes to negotiations. We saw Marcus Gahey not move from Palace to Newcastle, and they kept saying, "Now we want 10 million more." Well, another 10 mil and what have you. So they could be quite headstrong in these deals, but it will depend on what the player wants to do. Now, if he wants to kick on, he's coming into his prime towards his 30s. And if he dreams of Champions Leagues and trophies and things like that, then sorry, Rich, there's only one place for him. He's got to come to Forest. So I'm 100% behind this one. 40 million though for a player with 1 year left on his contract. On face value, you would say, is that too much? But what does 40 million get you these days? Not too much, especially for someone who I think is Prem proven now, who's scoring goals for fun, who's in a rich vein of form, and it's not even a purple patch. He was scoring at the end of last season. He's continued it on this year. And with Chris Wood slowly coming to the twilight of his career, this for me is a like for like easy replacement. Now, I wouldn't stop there if I'm Forest. I think we need two strikers. We need different profile strikers. We need a striker who can directly replace Chris Wood. By the way, I'm not writing Chris Wood off, right? I'm just talking about the long-term kind of plan, if you like. I mean, Chris Wood is Chris Wood, but he can't go on forever. 33 at the moment. So I think Mateta comes in as that direct replacement for Chris Wood. You don't really need to change the play style. I think he adds a few extra elements on top of what Chris Wood has. A bit more pace. I think he's a bit more powerful. I don't think he's as clinical as Chris Wood in front of goal. And then I just think we need another profile coming in. So if we are behind in a game or it's 0-0 and we're struggling to break a team down, we need a kind of smaller, nippier striker who can get in and get the goals. Now, don't get me wrong. I will take all these words back if Forest sign Gyökeres, which I don't think is happening, right? But Gyökeres is still, for me, if Forest can get that done, or Acuna or something like that, that for me should be the priority. But if you want to talk about realistic signings that can come in, this one ticks every single box. And I want to know from you guys, would you take him? And if you wouldn't, tell me why not in the comments down below. Alrighty, let's move on to another story, and this is about a player we were talking about yesterday, and that's Jota Silva. And this isn't about him going or anything like yesterday's story. This is about his contract details. And apparently Jota Silva is now 30 minutes away from costing Forest another 3 million euros. This is part of the add-on bonus clause things that were kind of installed into the deal. Now, Forest bought him for about 7 million euros in the summer, plus add-ons. So if he plays for 30 minutes more, Forest will have to send a check out to his former club for 3 million. Now, on top of that, there is another clause in that contract, and that is for another 2 million euros on the amount of goals scored. So if Jota gets to 10 goals this season, Forest will have to fork out an additional, technically 5 million across these two clauses. Is that going to happen? I don't think the 10 goals will come. I hope they do, but I think that 30 minutes will probably get done in the next game. Now, is it a big deal? Of course not, man. With Forest, we got Marinakis. We got money for days. So I don't think that's a big problem at all. And even if you say Jota Silva was a 10 million euro signing, which is about, what, 8 million pounds, that's good business, really, for the return we've had from him. Now, I'm not saying I'm his biggest fan. I think he's a very good impact sub. I don't really think he's been great starting for Forest, and I would like to see a bit more kind of discipline in terms of, not in terms of his attitude, but in terms of where he plays on the pitch and isn't just kind of running around haphazardly. But is he a good squad player? Yes. Has he got some nice goals? Yes, that Newcastle one for me in the cup was a fantastic finish. So we're going to probably end up paying an extra 3 million. Don't worry, I cannot see this impacting PSR at all. It shouldn't be a problem. So Jota Silva, another 3 million out of the pocket of Marinakis going to his former club. How do you feel about it? And what do you think about what I said yesterday? Would you swap him for Gyökeres? Let me know that in the comments. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. It's a crazy story, and I'm still praying that it's true today. So those are your two main headlines coming out of the Forest world today. Get your thoughts in on both of those. Would you take Mateta from Crystal Palace? And are you that bothered if we pay an extra 3 million for Jota? Let me know in the comments down below. If you want some more transfer news, there's a fresh video coming shortly on Patreon, as I said, about Morgan Gibbs-White and a potential departure. So make sure you check that out as well. Scan the QR code or click on the link that's pinned in the comments. And if you haven't already, please don't forget to hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed as well if you are new. My voice is gone. We'll see you on the next video. Come on, you Reds.